Welcome, everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. And I know that our other coaches are just as excited. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're here to celebrate the launch of our new platform. And we want to introduce to you several incredible coaches who are ready to help you achieve your goals. Today, we'll hear from each coach, and in a unique twist, they'll also ask each other questions, giving us a glimpse into their expertise and perspectives. For those who have joined the chat, please feel free to type a question for a specific coach or all of them. So if you are all ready, let's get started. First, let's meet our coaches. Let me introduce myself. I am Mia, a light worker life coach with decades of experiences in growing and transforming my life as well as that of others. We have Tams joining us, an intuitive and holistic life coach, a professional animal communicator, and certified Louise Hay Heal Your Life teacher. Next, we have our lovely Hazel, a renowned psychic medium with a profound connection to the spirit world and extremely proficient with tarot. Yvonne could not join us today because of a bad case of the flu, but she is a gifted psychic, combining tarot and intuitive insight to guide others through life's challenges. She will be working on the platform, and I encourage you to visit her and let her bring forth her wisdom and spiritual guidance. Now, let's dive right into the conversation. Each coach will ask the next coach a question, and we'll end with Hazel circling back to me. Also, we can give everyone a walkthrough of the platform to get you comfortable with how everything works. We'll keep things flowing and wrap up in an hour. So stay tuned for insights and inspiration. So let's start with Tams. Tams, your journey as a professional animal communicator and intuitive and holistic life coach is so inspiring. Can you share what led you on this journey?
Thanks. Yeah, it's so exciting. You know, I started animal communication 20 odd years ago, and it's actually the animals that led me to working with people at the level that I do today. When we connect in with animals, and the messages that they have for us, it led me on my own spiritual journey, on my own holistic journey, but also understanding that they were trying to get our attention. So, how do we bridge that? How do we become that bridge? And from that, understanding that led me to working on myself, developing my own spirituality, my own intuitive abilities, which then led me to working with, studying with, the Louise Hay way, which is just so beautiful because bringing us into that space of self-love, self-awareness. And I really was so passionate about it and about being able to help not just the animals, but the humans to becoming that certified Louise Hay teacher and life coach. And during all of this time, during all of this time, developing my skills as an intuitive with tarot, numerology, working with the pendulum, and just bringing it all together, because I think that, when we're able to come into that space of self-love, when we're able to come into that space of nurturing self, we're able to really hear what it is our intuition is trying to tell us. And in so doing, we hear the messages at a much deeper level, on the soul level, from the animals, and we then able to get in touch with our soul being and our intuition. So I love helping and guiding people on all of those levels.
That's incredible. So how do the animals pick up on the feelings or the behaviors of their guardian?
So just like us, animals are soul beings. They have emotions, they have feelings, they have thoughts, they have cognitive function. But more than that, they're completely present in every moment of time. They don't see time and space as we do. Now, they will do whatever they can to help us. So they take on a lot of our stuff. Now, if we're in a space of anxiety, and our energy is all over the place, our animals pick up on that. They can see, hear, think, understand, perceive every single word that we think that we say, be it in our minds or be it verbally out loud. Now, they can't just tap us on the shoulder and say, hey, mom, you need to bring yourself back into a space of calm. So they will then start to act out behavior which is not normal for them. And this is how they get our attention to something that is not quite right. And everything that they do, every single thing that they do, comes from a place of unconditional love. So if your animal is acting out, stop for a moment, get quiet, and ask yourself, where's my energy not calm? What can I do to bring myself into calm space, into positive space? Because where am I not loving myself unconditionally?
That sounds so transformative. How do you incorporate intuitive and holistic principles into your coaching sessions?
I connect in intuitively. I work with people's energy. I work with animals' energy. From a very young age, I had this ability, but I didn't know what it was. And it was only when I started doing the animal communication and working with people. So I channel the message. So not what Hazel does. I don't do what Hazel does, but I listen. The messages come intuitively from spirit. I pick up from your energy, and then working with those principles together with the Heal Your Life principles on, how do I let go of fear? How do I let go of anxiety? What do I need to do in order to reconnect with my inner child? So it really is about coming into that space and bringing all of that across. So I listen to my clients. I listen, and then able to guide them from that space of intuition, but also from what they're feeling and what they need right then. Sometimes we know what we want, but what do we really need?
Good point. Okay, Tams, one last question. What advice would you give to someone who is just beginning their journey into intuitive or holistic self-development?
Whatever it is, whether it's your own holistic development, whether you are wanting to connect with your little kitty or your little doggy, whatever it is on your journey, trust yourself, be authentic to self, be true to self. It's like if I say to you now, use your body as a compass to your intuition. So if I say to you now, Mia, I want you to run into that raging inferno over there. Your whole body is going to tense up. You're going to, that's your intuition saying, this is not a good idea. Now, if I say to you, see that beautiful white beach over there? Take a walk there. Heart is expanded, chest is expanded. You feel light. That's your intuition. That's spirit saying to you, this is right for you. So when you're faced with a choice or a decision, anything, it can be so simple. Or it can be complicated, complex, perceived to be complicated. listen to what your body's telling you, because your body is really like a guide dog to your intuition. You know, honestly, you know, very often if we just shift our perception, you know, things look brighter, you know, they look more open. But listen with your inner senses as well as your physical senses. We're all born with our 5 physical senses, but we're also all born with our inner senses, clairaudience, clairvoyance. Trust your intuition and be true to you.
Wow, that is a beautiful message. And people are in dire need of that message today. It is somewhat difficult for people to receive that message right now because there's so much noise going on in the world. But I believe that once you shut out that noise and take your advice, that it will help us get through these chaotic times. Okay, Tammy, I pass it over to you.
One way, thank you. One way to get rid of the noise. Go into self. Go into the stillness in your heart. Shuts out all the noise. Beautiful. Hazel, our lovely Hazel.
Here we go.
Okay, Hazel, you are a renowned psychic medium with a very, very profound connection to the spirit world. Can you share what first led you to discover this gift and how you developed it over time?
When I was growing up, I always heard things, seen things. I was known as the weird child, the child who didn't have any friends. But the difference was I had one very special friend, and that was my spirit guide, Kathy. Always been able to read. Then from about the age of 16, when I started work, I knew what I was doing wasn't right for me. I went into teaching, still wasn't right for me. And then I thought, I'm going to work with Kathy. Me and Kathy have developed such a unique connection that whenever I need her, she's there. And that's when Kathy said to me, it's time to go professional. You can't keep just doing this now and again. You need to go professional. And that's what I've done. And I've never looked back. Helping other people is such a blessing to them, but also an achievement to me to know that we are making difference.
Oh, that's amazing. That's absolutely incredible, Hazel.
Awesome.
How do you use your abilities as a psychic medium to support and guide your clients in their everyday lives?
That can range from somebody just wanting to know that a past loved one is safe and have passed over, to somebody wanting to know where keys are hidden. It's just everybody that comes to me have a different question because they have different needs. And it's about just letting them know it's okay. You will be listened to. You will get your answers. Sometimes spirit don't want to communicate. And that's something else people have got to take into account. But most of the time, spirit communicate and will give the answers that the person who come to me needs.
Beautiful, Hazel. I love that yeah, sometimes spirit doesn't always want to communicate, and we have to respect spirit the same as spirit respects us. So one more question, Hazel. How do you maintain balance and boundaries when working so closely with the spiritual realm?
Kathy protects me. She keeps the things that need to be around me, the things that don't. They don't get a look in, so to speak. She's not just my guide, she's my protection. She's there whenever I need her. While I'm in the house and I'm working, she knows it's time to work. Soon as I go through the front door, the back door, she knows it's time to not work anymore. And that's when she cuts off to give me the space that I need to do what I need as well.
That's awesome, Hazel. That's amazing. I mean, I know, obviously, there's a lot of self-care that goes into what you do as well, and again, that respect for Kathy and that respect for self as well. and setting healthy boundaries, I think, is something we all can learn. So
don't get me wrong.
Sure.
I can be laying in bed and she's pulling my covers.
cheeky.
Even though she's my guide, we've still got to have playtime in that respect.
Oh,
Because I can't
beautiful.
expect her to work constantly. It's not fair to her.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Awesome, Hazel. Over to you, Hazel, with Mia.
Here we go. Be scared. Be very scared.
Wait a minute. Let me burn some sage. Okay.
Yes, guys. You're probably all thinking I'm the crazy one. It must be something to do with being Welsh. What motivated you, Mia, to start your coaching career?
Well, I can tell you that over many years, I have been an empath, and I felt like people were drawn to me because they were just in such a dire state that they needed someone, in many cases, someone they didn't know. And they just need someone to listen to them. They unloaded all of the things that were holding them down, that they were fearful of. And there would be instances where maybe I'm at a fast food restaurant and just sitting down and enjoying my meal, and someone would sit next to me and suddenly just start unloading their deepest emotions to a complete stranger. But I saw that once they unloaded this mess that they had stored up, they walked away feeling lighter. And I know that from the time I was a little child, I always felt like, hey, I was not put here to be unhappy for one moment. And so I'm just going to pick the most positive things out of every situation and take that with me. And I felt that it served me. Even when other people were unloading their junk, um, picking out the good parts of it and making them see the good parts that would work for them, it lightened our load. It made everything much brighter. And so that's why I felt like, hey, maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing in life.
Ooh, what challenges did you face as a new coach, and how did you overcome them?
Well, I don't know if I'm a new coach or not, because the challenges have been all along my life path. It really did make me look internally at what made me feel good. I did not like having the feeling of not knowing what to do in the next step, being overwhelmed with fear that I couldn't move. That was always a thing that pushed me to want to get rid of the fear, push it aside, and keep looking down the road. What's the next thing I can do that will make me feel better? So those were the challenges that I had to overcome throughout my whole life. There I have a large family, and there were many people that basically had noise around me, and I sifted through it to find the thing that made me feel lighter. So I guess that would be one of the things that I have dealt with on this journey as a life coach.
Oh, I'm going to ask you one last question. And this question, I think, is intriguing to many others. How do you differentiate yourself from others in the coaching industry?
I literally don't think that I am completely different from other life coaches. I think that each life coach brings a specific set of skills. and one's not better than the other. What works for me is to continue to look for the positivity in situations, continue to look for the positive things in a person. We're all going through things. So it's finding that right person for you to work with, one that you connect completely with, is what makes me different than, say, another coach that you find on TV or in the network. It's basically having the ability to connect with someone and listen without judgment.
That's such a good point, because I think one person might not connect with one of us, but then they can try. We are good at signposting people. And that's the thing. If you don't connect with someone, you can then say, right, you can try Tams, try Hazel, try Yvonne, who hopefully will be back tomorrow and working if she's up to it. But I think what everybody needs to remember is we're all unique in our own ways.
Absolutely.
There's no two of us that's the same. And I think that's a massive thing.
And I have to say that our platform is constantly growing.
Yes.
And so there will be more variety of people for you to connect with. And don't take a bad experience and take the opportunity to turn that bad experience around, because you literally have a variety of personalities to work with. I mean, we are really expanding all of our skills, because we now recognize that the world is in chaos. Everybody is dealing with something, and your something is not better or worse than the next person's something, but it's important to you. So we are here to help you work through those issues.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, literally, I admire the skills that you all bring to the table. You have taught me a lot of things in just having conversations with you. So I'm excited about this new journey. I really do hope that everybody will go to the website, check out our website. We'll all be available at some point in time during this next week. So it will be great to see as many of you there as possible. I really would like to ask you all some closing thoughts, okay? We all know that everybody is dealing with some form of chaos in their life, and the outside world doesn't always give us time to focus on us. What would you suggest to each person to help them take some time for themselves?
Even taking 5 minutes out yourself, that could just be sitting with a cup of coffee in silence. That could be just going out the garden, having those few minutes to yourself, because everybody needs that. Everybody needs that. And I think Tams knows more than anyone that with her little doggies that she's got, they are like Tam's quiet, safe space. Would you agree, Tams?
Absolutely. In actual fact, they're all here with me, well, with all of us, sharing their beautiful energies. But I think just as a closing, it's the easiest way to bring yourself back to yourself is literally what you were saying. Get out into nature.
Yeah.
Walk barefoot on the ground. Just sit with your butt, put your root chakra on the ground.
Yeah.
Connect in with Mother Earth, because Mother Earth will ground you. She will hold you. And as you're connecting in with Mother Earth, So you're connecting in with Father Sky, and you're becoming that beautiful bridge, that beautiful channel. You all know the saying, as above, so below. What about what's in here?
Yes.
But I think, just as a closing thought, I think, the biggest thing for me is everybody needs to start being a lot more gentle with themselves.
Yeah.
Everyone is so incredibly hard on themselves. Everyone beats themselves up all the time. Just stop, look in the mirror and say, I love you.
Yeah. I do that every morning. Even with bed hair, I will get out of bed, I will look in the mirror, and I will say to myself, I love you, because that's where self-love comes from. If you haven't got
Absolutely.
self-love, nobody else can love you.
That's absolutely true. And, we have February 14th coming up, and a lot of people are focused on relationships. And whether it's a relationship with a loved one, relationship with a pet, relationship that with a colleague at work, all of these things can come to the forefront, and people are so burdened with them. Something I like to encourage people to do is to take a mini vacation that's free.
Yeah.
And everybody is thinking, well, how can I take a mini vacation that's free? It's literally just taking that 5 minutes, maybe finding 5 minutes to take a hot bath, hot bubble bath. Men can take a hot shower if they don't feel comfortable taking a bubble bath. But washing away the negativity. And when you're taking that hot bath, saying out loud, I'm washing away all of the dirty things that have happened to me today, or all of the dirty things that are coming towards me today. I'm just washing it away. I'm starting with a clean slate. I am staying positive. You can do it for half an hour or 45 minutes. It doesn't have to be for a long period of time. But if you call it a mini vacation, it's some way for you to get away from what you're presently dealing with.
I just want to jump in quickly on that thing of, we coming up to Valentine's Day, and like you were saying, everyone's talking about relationships. And I think one of the things that we really need to bear in mind is love comes when we least expect it, when we're not looking for it.
Yeah.
When, and I say this to all of my clients, when we come into that space of allowing, stop doing and start being.
Yeah.
Because, when we hunt for love, it never brings the right person. It creates longing. It creates unhappiness, So prepare yourself, love, respect, nurture, cherish self. And that person who's going to love, respect, cherish, and nurture you will step into your life and into your energy field, because that is what you're projecting out to the universe. So stop doing, just be.
I'm a great believer. Oh, sorry, Mia.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Believer. This is really old-fashioned and people laugh. A relationship is like a house. You got to start at those foundations where the friendship is formed, and then you build up gradually, because a house can't be built of straw, because that'll collapse. And that's the same as a relationship. You start at the bottom and you work your way up.
That's absolutely true. And the foundation has to start within each person. Yeah. They have to be strong. They have to like themselves.
Yeah.
And that makes for a stronger foundation,
which then sets the baseline for your future.
Exactly. Don't let yourself be conned into this thing where you're feeling like you are looking for somebody to compliment you or to actually take care of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all have the ability within ourselves to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't need to let someone else guide us. We need to build up that strength so that we are comfortable with who we are. We love who we are, and others will love you for being who you are.
And now we've made those statements, I wonder if there's any questions from our audience.
I would love to hear some questions. Let's see. Tammy, it looks like you have a question for you. How do you deal with people who don't agree with what their animal has to say?
That is a really good question.
Very,
you,
very,
Michelle.
very, 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 very gently, very, very gently. So, you know, I think the key is it's about it. It's not so much that they don't agree with what the animal has to say. Remember, I'm a channel. I'm just, you know, the saying, don't shoot the messenger. So we need to put it into perspective, and that's what I do for my clients. So
Yeah.
while they may not agree with a certain behavior or a certain thing, because possibly that's how they've grown up, that's the need of the animal. That is what the animal is trying to express to you, and that's where we build that bridge. So it's about bringing the understanding in for the human, bringing the understanding in for the animal. Compromise. What can I do to make it easier for you? What do you need from me in order to make this easier for you? The same as any human relationship.
Yeah.
So they may not initially agree. So that's why I say very gently. But again, it's bringing them into that space of understanding, coming from subconscious into the conscious mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really would like for either one of you to give some advice for somebody who's alone on Valentine's Day.
Do you know what? I'm alone on Valentine's Day, and do you know what I do? I get a big box of chocolates and indulge on myself. Because Valentine's Day can be seen as two ways. It can be seen as a loving way. It can be seen as a way of companies making money. But let me ask you one thing. If you're in a relationship, why is Valentine's Day any different to any other day? You love that person, you're with that person all the time. And that's the main thing to remember.
So are you saying that Valentine's Day should be 365 days a year if you're in a relationship?
Well, it
No,
should.
even if you're by yourself.
There
Yeah.
you go. Loving yourself is the
That's
most
a relationship.
fulfilling
If you're on your
emotion.
own, yeah, and if you're on your own on Valentine's Day, do that. Buy yourself a box of chocolates. Treat yourself.
Yeah.
You know, find that one thing that brings you the utmost joy, and get out there and go do it.
Yeah, when we were children, we liked to draw on a piece of paper and take the message to our parents, our mom, and see her post it up on the refrigerator. Why can't you do that for yourselves? Why can't we take a moment and color a heart and put it on the refrigerator where we can see it that says, I love you?
Yeah. And a word of advice for all you out there that buy flowers. Buy them the day before and leave them in the boot of the car. They work out cheaper.
I don't know about leaving them in the boot of the car. They might wilt, but
Oh, I forgot to go in the
so
hotter climate than us.
yes. Speaking of, oh, what an amazing event! What an awesome time! Thank you so much, guys.
I really enjoyed this so much. I really hope that more people will take a look at our website, join us on our website, reach out to any of us, and let's form a relationship.
Yeah. I don't
Thank
want,
you all.
can I just say, I don't want clients to see us as just coaches.
That's right.
Because we will have very deep and meaningful communication, which means they trust us, we trust them. And that's where friendships are formed as well.
That's absolutely true. And everything on our site is not, it doesn't have a cost. There are ways for you to connect with us, reach out to us, that is free.
Yeah.
We understand completely that things feel like we're all underwater. And we are here to try and help everyone that we possibly can keep their head above water.
It's about learning to swim, and that's what we're here to teach you to do.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We really did enjoy this, and we hope to see you all soon. Any parting words, ladies?
Live life to the full. You can't dictate the past, but you can change your future. It's never too late to do that.
There you go. There is a reason why the windshield is bigger than your rear view mirror, because you're not supposed to be looking in the past.
Yeah.
From me, guys, it really is just embrace every moment. Every moment is a gift. Every moment is a blessing. And the more that we can be in that space of gratitude, the more abundance will come to you. And when I'm talking of abundance, I'm not talking money. I'm talking everything.
Yeah.
So just be in each present moment with love and gratitude, and that paves your path forward.
Definitely.
Wonderful. Thank you all for joining us on our launch and making this a successful event. We love you all, and we hopefully will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Okay.